secret is out. Hello, hello, hello. Is everyone here? Type in a lemon if you are here. Are you here? Hello from Montreal. Hello, Montreal. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing today? The stream just started right now. With very little announcement, spontaneous as always. Such a beautiful day. It is very, very beautiful. It's a gorgeous day today. You like what you see? Another pretty building. A very pretty day in the park. I forgot my nunchucks. And I'm quite sad because I was looking forward to flipping those around a bit. Oh well. I love my voice. Thank you very much. Hello from Finland. What's up, Finland? What's going on? Time to wait. How y'all doing today? Look at the nature. You're early is not midnight yet. Is it midnight where you're at? I wonder where you are. I don't know why the chat screen isn't popping up on the thing anymore. It should be. Let me see what's going on here. Is it hot in Prague? It's not hot. It's actually very, very neutral. It's the most perfect weather ATM at the moment. You just opened YouTube and saw this. Yeah, I just started the stream. I want to go to Prague. It looks so pretty. It is indeed very, very gorgeous here. 9 a.m. I'm guessing you are on the East Coast. Nice. Portugal an hour behind. Nice, nice. I have been really enjoying my slow-paced autumn days nowadays. You know, everything's been really, really fast until now. And the hair needs to get a retouch tomorrow, which we will be doing, or I'll get them redone. In the dirty south is 8 a.m. Okay, fun. I just got home from work and saw that you were streaming. Hello, welcome, welcome. It's a very sleepy ass day today. Ever since, so I don't know if you guys already know, but Prague apparently has been climbing up in corona cases, COVID cases, and everyone's really not going out anymore. It's fucking isolated as hell everywhere around here. Love your makeup, thank you. My hair grows way too fast, I don't know why. You caught alive, Allison, welcome. 8 a.m. Illinois. Okay, so we got a lot of like, what do you say, East Coast-ish people? Some Central East, whatever you can call it. I've heard it's the same here too. Yeah, is everyone's cases like climbing? We're preparing for a second lockdown, second round. Oh, that fun stuff. What the fuck was that? Oh. Town's been climbing too. That's European culture. Everyone sticks to themselves, aren't too sociable with strangers. Yeah, I mean, but I'm not even talking about socializing. I'm talking about like people are just not going out anymore again. The Czech Minister of Health resigned because of the spike. Wait, why would they do that? I guess it could be kind of frustrating if you work, right? If you work in that industry and no one's listening to you, and you're like, fuck this. You guys figure it out on your own. Second, dude, still... Oh, Ukraine's been under lockdown this whole time, huh? Interesting. Spain here, cases climbing too. I heard Madrid got locked down. Watched some crazy documentary on Madrid today. Apparently, like, there's a rise of fascism. Like, this party is trying to, like, get heard, and they're, like, praising Franco. It's crazy as hell. What's up, UG Rose? Good morning. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Ottawa, Ontario, Canada is up since school started. Yeah, it looks like a lot of these cases are just climbing again. So I think it's not a bad decision to be getting a game system if these things rise again. have some extracurricular activities to do at home. New Zealand is no longer in lockdown, thankfully, but who knows what happened in the future. Yeah. Just heard you whisper before the live started. Civil unrest has reached Spain. Similar protests. Fuck, man, it's happening all over the world. People are getting frustrated, man. It always happens after the economy tanks a bit, man. It's crazy how much that shit matters, and you don't even realize. Well, you do realize, but damn, this is a common thing that happens every time the economy gets kind of messed up. Do you know someone with COVID? Just through, like, maybe online, I've met people. PS5 or Xbox X. Is that the new Xbox? I don't know if I'll get either, just because it's going to be like wait periods and it's going to be complicated to get and all that other shit. I might just get a cheap ass PS4 for now. I don't think they'll put you on a complete lockdown. The economy can't afford it. Yeah, that's what we had some. I heard somebody from the same thing. Like, there's a lot of tourism out here, and they can't afford a full lockdown just because the money situation. No lockdown. It's different now to see so much people really uncomfortable going outside. Yeah, man. But at the same time, it's so strange to see this mix of these unrest of the world and being at this super, super peaceful ass park, man. Like, it's gorgeous and there's nothing going on. It's like duality everywhere you go, you know? I had the COVID, it wasn't cool. Doesn't sound like a good time really, huh? I'm glad you're okay now though. Had 2 cases at work, escaped self-isolation, thank God, because I wasn't in direct contact. Yeah, that's good. It's quiet, it's beautiful. Where are the people? That's what I was saying, UG. There's no one. It's been really fucking quiet everywhere. Even the city center has 10 times less people. I'm frustrated as hell, you're right. No one ever hardly goes out. Tourism was ruined by summer, many unable to work. Sorry to open up with this fairly depressive discussion, but I think we haven't talked about it in a while. So I guess it's kind of like, it's good to touch base at least, and then we can move away from it. But I think it's good that we can all kind of just like maybe discuss it for a second just to see where everyone's at the moment. Connecticut numbers are low. There's still allowing heaps of people back in the country, but I've been hearing several people that they weren't quarantined or made to stay in quarantine hotels. Yeah, Czech Republic is now on the red list apparently for other countries, so I'm not allowed to leave the country. COVID is getting worse again. 3rd wave is here. Where are you from? If there's a 3rd one? I was gonna say, sorry to be a downer, my messages. Yeah, I think we haven't really talked about any of this ever since I started these streams. Like, the whole purpose of the streams was to kind of take a break from all that discussion, and I think we've not really talked about it for 2 or 3 months now. So I think it's a good time to just kind of come back, rendezvous, reconcile. What's the word? Just touch base with where we're all at collectively, because we're gonna probably end up going through another type of lockdown situation, and then we can get like good intel on where everyone's at. Sun's shining. Yeah, the sun's back out. It's been like 10 waves. Yeah, right, just endless waves. They just revisit and touch base on it. It's good to know where everyone's at, because everyone lives in different places and everyone's going through their own type of situation, you know. Oh, okay. Insomnia here. Insomnia. Was it planned by the Illuminati? Maybe. Never know. Yikes, I thought most countries in Europe could have gained herd immunity by now. Just wasn't hearing from people. It's just not safe for these kids. What's that dude doing? Just slowing down around me. Like, dude on the bike. I feel attacked by seeing Insomnia. It's the worst for the kids that have to wear masks at school all day. Yeah, I think, should we talk about it? Yeah, I'll briefly get into it. I don't. My opinion has shifted a bit out now that more time has passed over this whole situation, and I'm really starting to lead to the conclusion that things are a bit more overreacted to. I think right at this level, after this much time has passed, I think it's a bit of an overreaction to shut down absolutely everything. You know what I mean? Isolate children, elderly, and at-risk people, I suppose. What do you think 2021 will look like? Will we still be going through the same phase? It depends where you're at. Certain places I think are going to be stuck for a while. I think other places will open up a bit earlier. For sure, an overreaction. Yeah. I think at the very, very beginning, it makes more sense, even though it's still pretty like serious. But when it first happened, it's probably safer than sorry. Just to like, because it's unknown. I mean, who knows what the fuck is like, how dangerous it really is. So it's probably best to take some precautions, you know? But now that more time has passed, and I've been outside every single day exploring the city, man, you should definitely be safe. Take precautions. Maybe wear a mask if you feel it's necessary. But to really impose a hard shutdown and a lockdown is just a bit of an overkill, man. I think there's a better way to approach it. And now that we're seeing the impact of how these people and businesses and jobs and stuff, it's different. And Safety Pins, thank you very much for the donation. Thank you for doing these live videos. You're helping me see things differently in the world, a fresh view and a new perspective. That's all I want to do. Thank you very much, Unsafety Pin. Apparently Sweden didn't lock down. They have the same rate of cases and deaths everywhere on average. So yeah, Sweden is a great example. I haven't caught up with what's happening over there. That's interesting. I'm sorry to hear that, Nicole. It depends how careless others are avoiding transmission. We don't have lockdowns in Sweden. We have daily guidelines. Yeah, and it seems like you guys are doing all right. So, you know. It definitely depends where you are. Some places are taken either too seriously or not enough, right? Yeah, it's an odd situation now, because how long has it been ever since it all happened? Like what, 5 months? 4 or 5 months? 6 maybe? How long has it been, man? And I think it's shown a bit more now that time has passed. So my friends lost their jobs with these lockdowns, illegally evicted from my home, and I was homeless during the lockdown. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't believe the government cares about us. 7? It's been 7 fucking months? Yo, dude, what the hell? Time is... Where did time go, man? What the hell? Bro. Yeah, okay, guys. So let's have this live stream just a bit more discussion based, just because it's been apparently 7 months since the first thing fucking happened. We lost half a year in this shit, and I think I gave all of y'all, including myself, a good amount of time for escapism, and I think it was very necessary to keep all of our sanity. But perhaps we should actually have a group discussion. I mean, there's like 130 people here. It's going to be a small group today, but I think it'll be a good thing just to be able to discuss what our opinions are, the whole thing, in the most level-headed manner, you know? 6 months, 7 months? Fucking hell. I thought it was like 4 months, man. That's wild. Hawaii's on the second lockdown. Dude, how's it been 7 months? I had no idea it was 7 months, man. I swear we're like January, February, and September. U.S. is not supporting renters is a disgrace. Damn. months. Time is so warped. Time is warped as fuck. You know, I actually met my other friend the other day, a real life friend, and I was talking to him, like, when was the last time we saw each other? And he was like, oh yeah, we were having coffee at this place. That was probably around before the lockdown. So it's been like fucking 8-9 months before I last saw him. And I'm like, what the hell? It's been that long since I've seen you? It's almost been a year, dude? Jesus. Pierre, I hope you're well. I'm from the Philippines. Enjoy your content. I've been working home from March. Number of COVID cases are not improving. I hope you're doing okay, John Lemon. I lost track of time around the end of July. Time is speeding up more and more every year. It's been 7 months in India. There are more cases than the government is disclosing. Time is speeding up. Terence McKenna said this is known as the singularity. Time dissipates. No clocks in the introverted world. We're still working even through the pandemic. Yeah, I can relate to that. I'm starting to meet people and see them again as if there's been a pause, but like the time in between though, it's just, I'm getting all these fucking flies. I think they're smelling my vape. We might have to move. I probably should move somewhere because I'm getting a bunch of bugs on my shit. You can watch the seconds tick faster, less than a Mississippi, right? When was the lockdown in the Czech Republic? It was, we were the first to do it. We were the first to impose the lockdowns and the masks and the regulations, which was the end of March, mid-March. And Richard was supposed to come around that time. And, yeah. Is October really on Thursday? Wow, it's gonna be like Halloween month, Jesus. Do you see or can find a positive time in the times we're in for yourself and life after? Yeah, this is what the point of these whole streams are supposed to be. I'm trying to do these types of streams, not only because I just really have fun doing it, but another layer is like, I want to try to show people that you can still find bits of enjoyment and wholesome times, even with the current craziness of the world. And if you can't be here for, if you can't find that, you can find it with us here in the meantime, But I think today is just going to be the stream where we maybe just touch base with the situations, because this is still happening in the world, Chef's lockdown was a YouTube comment burst. I really do love this stream. Really genius idea. Thank you. I have a really good time doing it. Okay, these flies are buzzing all around me. They can smell the vape. The news anchors aren't even human. No joke, it's funny to watch them. Don't waste your time with that. Yeah, right? The news, I don't want to, that's going to be a headache of a discussion, but yeah. Better than the wasp. Love how passionate about small things and take us with you. I guess that's the only solution, right? Find enjoyment in smaller things while all this craziness is happening all over the place. News people without their laugh tracks. Oh yeah, what's funny? They're not news people. They're talk show hosts. They're not supposed to give the news, but they are nowadays. Isn't that weird? Those guys are supposed to be entertainers and talk show hosts. Extra crusty, super crusty. News is the propaganda machine. Okay, let's get the fuck out of this area. Getting really frustrated with the anti-COVID demos. Yeah, the thing is, I still don't really know what to believe, and I still think it's not a smart idea to take extreme measures in either end right now. But I will say, if I had to make a decision, things are definitely being overreactive. I'm going the wrong way. It's this way. We are moving. Like, I would even say, like, right when the thing first happened, it might have been even irresponsible to say it's not that big of a deal when it first happened. And also to be like, it's the worst thing to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really weird, I don't know, man. It's fucking strange how these things are moving now. Yeah, I feel like, okay, we're gonna spend the time today just kind of like, I want to bounce some ideas and stuff about this whole situation with y'all, just because, like, I don't think anybody really knows what to believe at this very moment, and it's good to have some discourse, you know? Oh, Jesus Christ. Almost slipped. You hear that? How much does my ride cost? About $1,000. We're gonna chill at this cafe here. It's really nice. Dr. Fauci has been nothing but honest. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a massive layer of the wrong information, or just say, let's just say, like, a mix of information where it's false and real everywhere, so that no one really knows what to fucking believe, you know? So I'm not exactly even sure what to fucking believe. But I will say, I kind of have to go pee. Everyone has a soapbox called a cell phone. Yeah, exactly. And everyone's getting different messages, man, from all over the fucking place. No one knows what to think, man. It's wild. And I think at this stage, it's good to maybe have a discussion about it, just because I look like a cyberpunk ninja, y'all. Look at me. All right, I'm gonna go pee. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. Just give me a second, and you guys have the discussion. I don't throw you in the bag for a second. Here we go. Oh, it's a lovely setting too. Looks great. Are you guys talking to each other, or are you guys just talking shit? Hold on. We at the Burger Cafe. No, Burger Cafe. It was once an abandoned, I think, mental hospital, I think, or something crazy like that, man. But it's really cool inside. I've shown you guys what's in there before. We can even go today. But it's really empty, man. This is like eerily quiet. Guys, I'm wearing a workout shirt. But yeah, the weather's really good. It's really empty, man. It's fucking eerie. I'm not gonna lie. To go around Prague right now and seeing nobody around is pretty wild. I thought it was an abandoned restaurant. Yeah, almost. Might as well be, right? Press conference in the U.S. They said non-COVID deaths will be listed as COVID death. Yeah, there's a lot of evidence that's showing that's the case too. Talking about politics will never end up with everyone agreeing, so it's best not to start. It's not that I want to talk about politics. I want to talk about the state of the world, which is very political at the moment. But I can moderate it well. We're not gonna, if things get heated, we can slow it down. But I do want to just at least touch base with where everything is at the moment, because I mean, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Do I like ContraPoints? Yeah, I think ContraPoints is great. She's great, man. She knows of me. She likes my shit. She's worn my filters before. It's good to have mods. Yeah. Yeah, I want to try to have like a civil discourse just about where everything is currently, because we're in limbo, dude, and we need to have some discourse. Like, it's one thing to enjoy yourself and have a bit of escapism, which we've done for like 2 months, man, but everything's gonna go under the same cycle again, and we should come into this a bit more level-headed, or at least conscious, or at least a bit more aware, you know? It's insane. I went to the city to do some errands. There were but tons of people around. At least half the people wearing masks. Interesting. Where's my Trump check? My pee is like clear right now. Sorry, TMI. But I'm drinking something that just make me pee even more. I don't know why. Reopen in Colorado because people are taking mask laws seriously. Yeah, I mean, the limit I will be willing to go is obviously the mask thing. I personally don't have an issue with the mask. My worry is at this point is the actual shutting down of cities with businesses. And now that we're a few months in this, me and Richard are going to places, and this week especially, things are shutting down even more and more. Places are empty as fuck, and you're starting to see the economic impact of entire areas, man, you know? So that's the worrying part, man. And then people should be concerned about something like that. If anything, there's anything to worry about. But yeah, like the whole Ashley, what Ashley's saying is a very good point. Even though I'm more of an advocate for wearing the mask, Ashley's saying that what's the difference when you go into a restaurant and you wear it when you sit down? It doesn't make any sense. Like, you have to wear a mask going into the restaurant, and when you sit down, you can take it off, which is kind of absurd. That doesn't really make sense, you know? See so many businesses closing, people losing jobs and homes. I'm just warning you guys, if you guys don't want to have a serious discussion right now, just don't go to this stream. Come to the next one, because this is probably going to be a bit more bleak. The restaurant mask, but only sometimes. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I think mask on public transport makes sense. I mean, that's a reasonable requirement. You know, if you're going to go on public transport where you're clammed in with another 30 people and like sardines, at least what you can do is wear a mask. So I think that's reasonable. We serious right here. Bleak me up, bitch. Also, restaurants can open half capacity. Mask is okay. They have plastic dividers. Okay. A lot of restrictions don't make sense. Kids have to wear them inside of school, then outside they play together with them. Yeah. Yeah, my feelings won't be hurt if you guys have to leave. I completely understand, but I just want to have a discussion about this while we're here. My office in Manhattan isn't even trying to open in 2021. Oh Jesus, what the fuck? I'm attracting bugs here now, dog. Maybe I would put the vape away for a second. How is talking about masks political? Yeah, right. It's not, but we somehow people have made it to be. I don't know how that's the case. Guys, it's the mask thing is not something that should not be the main concern, dude. The main concern is the actual shutdown of the entire fucking cities. You know what I mean? I thought people try to downplay COVID to use the flu. It's not being serious. Sunlight is enough. I don't know about that. But you know, the problem is right now, okay, one of the biggest issues is the amount of contrasting information. That's a really fucked up thing. As something as serious as a worldwide pandemic, we should at least agree somewhere on the premise of it. And data says something otherwise, and some other people say otherwise. Health officials are saying otherwise. Other people are saying shit like contrasting. That's the foundation is already chaotic. It makes no fucking sense because you hear one thing and the next person says the complete opposite. So if the foundation is already in chaos, what can we agree on? You know, people made it that way. It's nuts. But you have actual officials saying one thing, then you have doctors that say another thing, and then data and research studies say another thing. You know, it's not just like your next door neighbor. It is your next door neighbor too, but you know, you have all the information that's giving you so many contrasting things, and then how are you gonna instill any sort of restrictions or whatever from there if you can't even agree on the very baseline? I don't believe the mask is just a control. It's like, but the problem with that argument is that if, you know, some are saying if we agree to wear the mask, then we agree to do anything. I don't think that's the case. I think that when they shut down your business is when you start saying they're trying to get us to agree to anything. That's the restriction. You know, that's way more harmful. If there's any exercise of power that says that we just have to listen to whatever they do, it's them telling you that you can't run your business. It's not the mask. The mask is just whatever the mask is. But I think the biggest, and then, you know, that whole business shutting down thing, I don't think we realized the impact of that until now. You start going to places and, you know, seeing, okay, so I have to balance this viewpoint here, because a part of my brooding cyberpunk dystopian ninja likes the fact that Prague is emptier now. It's way less crowded. It's way more neutrally eerie. And I personally like that as a subjective artistic taste, but I don't like that is the fact when it is actually affecting people's lives negatively, you know? So now that I'm going out more and more to restaurants and not clubs, but like just running by usually really populated places and just seeing business owners talk about how much this has affected them, it's really sad, man. You know, going to restaurants with really honest, hardworking people and restaurant owners and stuff like that, and saying, man, you know, this is really sad. Like, we barely survived the first lockdown and stuff like that. And just knowing that these aren't just giant corporations complaining, man. These are people who are running really beautiful restaurants that put their heart and soul into this shit. And seeing them suffer like that is really, it's really sad, man. It's really, really sad. And that's why I want to have this discussion now, because in the heartbeat of summer that we celebrated together, it was going pretty full force. Like, everything was coming back to normal again. And then now that these cases are supposedly spiking, people are afraid to go out again. And all these restaurants that we would go to together are emptier and emptier. Like this fucking place, there's like the three people to this side of me are working at the fucking cafe. Then the rest are just one or two people, man, you know? It makes things harder when the world stops and you can't afford to stop with it, right? Korea is one of the first places to get COVID under control. They're doing pretty well now, really. I will say the Western countries that haven't dealt with it are definitely the ones at a disadvantage. The way that, like for example, Korea and maybe Taiwan too, they've had past experiences with it, but the West hasn't. So it's a huge disadvantage. Feels like they're locking down things between summer and Christmas. Yeah, right? It's not good. The masks are a reflection of we're not in alignment with our authentic selves. I don't think it's that deep, man. I'm gonna try my best to moderate the discussion right now and not make it a mask versus anti-mask thing. Please. There's much worse than that. And I don't want to say it, and I don't want to freak anybody out, but circumstances that exist objectively right now are way worse than wearing a mask and not wearing a mask, man. You know, whether you decide to wear a mask or not does not stop your grandma's bakery from closing down. You know, wearing a mask or not does not stop that future cafe that your best friend wanted to start. The fucking favorite restaurant that you and your family used to go to just filed for bankruptcy, man. You know, like if you can side mask or anti-mask. It's not going to affect that issue. You know what I mean? It's like the discourse is going the wrong direction, man. People are dying regardless to losing people's home, business, homes, and family. Yeah, of course. That's also a really terrible thing. Do you have any thoughts on the music industry? It's not just, it's every industry, man. Yeah, I told you guys, if you guys don't want to talk about this, now just leave the live stream. This is going to be the only one for a while that we have a discussion about this, but I just feel like it's necessary. The collapsing economy is a big problem. Yeah. The mass debate is a smokescreen. If anything, the mass debate is a smokescreen. Okay. Just play with this idea. If the Illuminati existed, and the people in power, if you want to believe that or whatever, they realize the economy is tanking, but yet the corporations are making more money and the government is gaining more power, wouldn't you want the general populace to argue over something like a mask and not the fact that they're losing power, losing money, and you want to redirect everything into discussing something like a mask, and as opposed to the fact that we as a people are having a harder time maintaining our own businesses and stuff? You know, not saying that that's the case, but it's an interesting thought experiment. They're fighting their own point. Poverty is rising. Media and music and actors keeping you distracted. K-pop too. It's always been like that, and you know, it's not always the most negative thing, because in a sense what I'm doing on this live stream is a very similar thing. Like, I'm trying to get everyone not distracted, but to at least focus on more positive things without all this craziness happening in the world. But it doesn't mean that I'm ignoring it. I'm not ignoring completely what's happening. And but you know, we need a bit of escapism and distractions and entertainment to keep us sane. We can't be focusing on this all the time, which is why this is the first live stream where we're discussing this in depth in 3 months, man. It's necessary, though. That's the purpose of art and entertainment. There are multiple agendas behind this. Some bigger and others are all worth looking at. Yeah. The Great Reset, huh? Interesting. I just moved to another place that has just the same amount of fucking flies. Whatever. People have lost their damn minds. It's like every bad behavior everyone had before is cranked up to 11. Yeah, man. People in desperation will act out. You smell sweet, so they're following you. I think it's the vape. Staying sane right now is just so important. That's exactly why I'm trying to do these streams, man. We have to maintain a sense of sanity, not through just by purely enjoying yourself, man. That's what keeps people sane, dude. Question comes up, only huge corporations that remain since day one. It's very questionable. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's apple flavored, so that's why it's bringing all the bugs around. What am I gonna do? It's also hard to enjoy yourself if you're under lockdown. You gotta figure out ways. I've been in the momentum of setting up my room to just be like lockdown heaven right now. You know, the green screen, the voice changer stuff, new nightstand. I'm gonna get a video game system, and then figure out how to, you know, set it up to make it. Oh, thank you very much, Deb. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, Deb. Some of these corporations got money from the government. Yeah, they got bailouts. Did you guys know that like Jeffree Star, Mr. Beast, and some other giant YouTubers got a giant loan from the government, like $1 million loans to keep them afloat or something? It's crazy, man. Oh, and thank you, Rick. Governments should enact universal basic income Medicare for a rent freeze for individuals and businesses until we figure it out. In a sense, we kind of already have the universal basic income. We're experimenting with it now. Everyone's getting those stimulus checks. I'm dipping my toes back into the videos made about this stuff, but yeah, it's an interesting thing that's happening. You didn't know that, yeah. Important. I work for a huge corporation. COVID has caused their stock to double. Yeah, the big ones are just getting bigger, man. So if you work for a corporation, I mean, I'm not gonna shame anybody for being a part of a corporation, but like it does say something just to be like, these big companies are just getting bigger, you know? That's what I've been doing in my apartment since I've been able to return working in person. Yeah, the PPP loans or something. Yeah, I think that's what they're called. I don't know too much about this world, but a lot of companies got payroll protection loans like Jeffree. Yeah, that's what it's called. if all people follow the basic rules of Covita, it's too late. It's gonna have to be like, I don't know. Sup, Nolka, I'm here. We're having a serious discussion. The masses will rise again to fight the social, economic, environmental problems. Just need a leader. I think the median between the rich and poor are becoming larger. There won't be a middle class. You're already kind of seeing it, man. Kind of already seeing it, dude. You work for Walmart, no raises, huh? How are you gonna flaunt many houses Birkin bags? Yeah, right? It's tough, man. Humans will put everything off and do bare minimum until it's too late every single time. No, we're never learning, man. We're never gonna fucking learn. I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen in the next few months leading into 2021, man. I really am not sure how it's gonna shift. I don't know what direction it's gonna shift. It could be better, it could be worse, it could be a mix of both, dude. It's really unpredictable. Who knows? Who fucking knows, man? Technology jump. We're so fucking stupid as a species. It's funny. It's sad every time. It happens. Prince made a video in the 90s about riots breaking out in Minneapolis over a staged event. What was it called? That's interesting. We're definitely gonna have a second shutdown in the States. The States there's, I don't know, I'm sorry to say, but it's really heavy. It's extreme out there. Thank you very much, UG Rose. Let me actually switch out the selfie stick because this is a stabilizer one and I'm using a bunch of battery power that doesn't need to be used right now. Give me just 1 second. No, my jacket. Oh, it's on the fucking dirty ass floor now. No. Thank you, UG. I appreciate it, UG. Thanks. Yeah, anyways, I'm trying, like, usually I feel like I'm fairly okay at predicting human behavior, especially in a sociological sense, but right now, man, I'm not even fucking sure. Okay. Oh shit. Come on, get in there. All right. Sorry, it's a little blurry. So unpredictable. I don't even fucking know, man. I have no idea what collectively where we're gonna be, man. It's humans are very, very unpredictable. There we go. Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing I agree with you, Anne, figure out how to live your life with the circumstances and enjoy it in the meantime. You know, if you find joy in fighting for a particular cause, just make sure you think a little bit extra what you're fighting for, and if that's where your passion lies, then do it. But so now is the time to figure out what you actually enjoy, you know? It's a very odd time. So many things are happening at once. Things that been needed to happen. Things that are new that are happening. Things have been building up for years upon years. You know, I could approach the situation from a very like petty, I knew this was coming and that's why no one listened to me, and I've already got that out of my system. That's not about me anymore in that way. But what I will say, in line with that, is I knew something was really, really wrong, and things were ramping up within the last few years that I lived in the States. And maybe like in my head it was just like, God damn, people are shitty. I can barely do anything out here. You know, things suck in the States or whatever the hell. So I'm just getting the fuck out of here. But I mean, now after these things have happened, I'm like, yo, maybe it was actually way deeper than I even thought, because I was severely affected with the economic state in California, which influences people's behaviors there, and the circumstances of how everything was aligned. And I was really, really frustrated, and I just knew something was wrong to the pit of my core. I tell you guys all the time how miserable I was, but it was not even just like an emotional problem of just like a mental health issue. No, it was like this weird over foreboding sensation in my bones, knowing that something was gonna fucking hit the fan and something was wrong. That extended beyond what was happening in my head. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm unhappy up here. No, it's like I felt so many things outside of myself that were really harrowing. And right now, California is one of the hardest hit areas when it comes to all of this, next to New York. You know, I was watching some shit on what's happening in New York right now. It's really similar to what's happening in LA too. And like the other comment said earlier, these things have been building up for years. The last decade, it's just like overinflating a balloon that's popping now. There's a time that people realize who they are and who they aren't. Without their friends and casual pastimes, they're lost and passionless. Time to rediscover who you are and stand on your own. Nibs, yeah, you're right. And I think I just got a head start on it, which is why something like this isn't freaking me out as much. But I think a lot of people are starting from square one, trying to figure everything out right as these last few months have taken place. Been in NYC my whole life and I hate it, so I get you. We won't feel the socioeconomic effects of this for another few years. Mass homelessness, unrest in the streets. Hopefully civil war doesn't break out in America. Well, New York and California are the first to see the repercussions right now. You do see mass homeless, and you do see a lot of unrest in the main popular cities that were thriving before. But right now, it's like almost, it's literal dystopia there. People look at you, please flip the like button, guys, in the meantime. Yeah, resets in the air for sure. Yeah, Pierre, I could feel that LA, a dark foreboding feeling I didn't feel years ago. That's what it was. And I really didn't know. I didn't know why. I felt like, to use the NPD term, gaslighted. I felt gaslighted by my environment because everyone thought everything was okay. Everyone just lived their fucking, like, thought everything was fine. You know, in Paradise, California, everyone's, you know, driving in rush hour traffic for jobs that don't pay for shit. And like, I was like, yo, man, am I the only fucking one around me that sees what I see right now? Is everyone plugged into a fucking program? I know exactly how you felt back in the States. I feel it too. I'm leaving as soon as I can with this place. Yeah, guys, get out when you can, man. It's okay. I'm okay mentality. Thank you very much, Glitter. Really appreciate the donation. Not gonna lie, I felt for the first time uneasy leaving New Zealand. Get this feeling it'd be a good idea to move to Australia. I don't know too much what's happening over there. I hope everything's okay. Probably felt everything because you have Scorpio moon. I'm a very intuitive person, and I feel things very, very fucking intensely at times. Too much, you know? And I felt the collective unconscious energy there. And it sounds very new agey, but I mean, I did feel something. I didn't know what it was. Oh, and California just hit an earthquake too. It's crazy. Trafalgar Square. I don't know, but these types of protests are happening all over the place. Like Belarus, I don't know if anybody knows about those things, but same shit. Oh my god, I'm about to cry. I've been saying, how does a whole country get gaslighted? It happens. It happens, man. I hate when my mom says, who's they, Spencer, you're talking about? I don't know who they is, but there's somebody. There's a lot happening here that people aren't talking about. Gaslighting is the ultimate mind fuck. You start questioning if you're crazy, if you're experiencing mental illness. Yeah, man, that's what I was feeling in California, man. I just felt like, why am I the only fucking person that's feeling like I live in a matrix of delusional people living in a infrastructure that isn't working for them, and everyone's okay with the sun. It's like, you lay things out on paper, the only thing that it fucking has for you is the sun. You know, it's like, yo, I like the sun too, man, but there's a few other things. My brother is also aware of the world and often causes him an anxiety crisis. Do you have any advice on how to get in those moments? Those are the times where escapism is necessary, man. I'm not as much as I cover and talk about this shit, and I think everybody should be aware of this stuff, it's not good for you to continuously talk about this. That's why I make it such a big thing for all of these streams to have no political or no discussions of that nature, because there is actually times where it is necessary to take a step back and do things you enjoy, even if it feels like you're avoiding it. It's fine. It doesn't mean that you're contributing to the end of the world. You gotta stay sane. You go crazy, you contribute to the end of the world, you know? If you can find a hobby, and if he can not feel guilty for unplugging, then that's the best way to go about it. It's profoundly gross feeling to live in a world where people in power aim to instill fakeness in everything, conflict and mistrust. We can work together so much more. It doesn't have to be like this. I agree. We must cultivate our own garden. It's not healthy that we know everything going on and not focus on ourselves. Here's that's actually a really good analogy, I think. So let's take that analogy of growing your own garden. So imagine you're in a village, right? You have somebody that makes tools. You have somebody that grows the garden. You have somebody that owns the bar where everybody come to talk. Then you have somebody that sews the clothes. The narrative today is that every single person should do every job. So the tailor who makes the clothes should also grow their own garden and own their own bar and be the mayor and do these, because we have to spread awareness and be focusing about everything. But what it takes to run a village correctly is each person knows their role and they put all of their effort in that role, and then it supports everyone else. You know what I mean? In the individualized world that we live in right now, we're shaming others if the tailor also doesn't focus on farming. It's like, oh, the farmer should actually care about the clothes as well, and the same person should also serve the drinks at the bar, and also run the political thing, and care about this, and care about that, and care about that. A village won't get anything done. it won't get anything done. If a person can spend a good majority of the time being a farmer to do their own farm work, it allows the person who makes the clothes to make all the clothes with the more time that they have, which allows the other people to have their own responsibilities to make the system function like that. It takes a village to raise a child. It doesn't mean put all your eggs in one basket. The meaning that I'm trying to point at here is pick your battles and pick your passions and choose what you pay your attention to wisely, because not only it'll affect you positively, it affects the people around you positively too. Everyone's just trying to half-ass. Everyone's trying to be a farmer and half-assing it at the same time. Some people aren't made for the farms. I'm not fucking made for the farms. I know my role. I do live streams and I speak on subjects in a particular way that a farmer maybe couldn't. I couldn't go to a fucking farm and try to grow my own strawberries, dude. I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? People are spreading their energy too wide and nothing happens in individual sectors. Everyone's just dipping their toes in every single struggle outside of themselves just a little bit and sprinkling, like, everyone's putting all these sprinkles on the cupcakes, but no one knows actually how to bake the cupcake. No one knows how to make the actual batter. No one knows how to put the whipped cream on it. Everyone's just taking sprinkles and just throwing it on the fucking cookie tray. And there's no cookies there. Dude, where are the people like us building the future? We gotta do it, man. That is impossible to do all things, right? When you know your role and double down on whatever that might be, it's good to, you can dip your fingers in other stuff, but, you can't do everything, man. No one wants to learn that either, right? P, where did you find this great analogy? From my brain, bruh. This is my role. I conceptualize shit, I'm not the most well-versed in practical crafts. Somebody who's really good at sewing and that can actually make clothes is probably going to provide more value than me conceptualizing shit. But I know my role, and that's what I can provide, I'm the idea guy. I can implement the ideas, but practically I'm not the most grounded in that sense, I put my ass on this, I'm getting sore in my butt. Need my coffee to comprehend this conversation. Yeah, right? Almost drank with the cap on, man. No one wants to do anything that they might fail at. They want to be perfect, get that dopamine, because social media's trained us to value instant gratification. It's so sad. When I try to teach people stuff, like doing nunchucks, they'll get okay at it, like they're actually swinging it well. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. They mess up once, you know what, I don't think I'm made for it, just immediately. And it's so sad because that's how you build any skill in life, and the social media thing does train us to instantly get that dopamine hit, which doesn't allow people to build long-term craft and skills, in order to be a master at something, you have to look like a complete fucking idiot first. You gotta look like a complete fool first. I'm really good at concepts, but what the fuck can you use that for? Some people that are really good at building stuff can't come up with the ideas. So you need somebody with the ideas, and then maybe you can give that to people that can actually make it happen. Sad and frustrating, people give up easily, yeah. No, you were good at it right from the beginning. Yeah, that's true. Sorry. Imagine picking up a guitar and being able to shred. It's hard, man. Guitar is hard. It's fucking hard. Yeah, drawing stick figures for sure. Oh, you're a radio broadcaster, 3 years, no way. You need a new venue. Podcasting, you can help people set up their own podcast. That's going to be a growing field. You gotta learn how to adapt in this world too. Shit moves quick. You gotta learn how to readjust. Well, Shark Boy, looks like you gotta learn to implement. Now I want a cookie. Many people are afraid to fail. They don't even try. Yeah, that won't lead you to a good situation, man. You're smarter than the average bear. Thanks. I can be also really, really stupid compared to the average bear. Community used to be based around what everyone brought to the table and the agreement that you all would work together. That's what they're supposed to be, right? Got a little zit in my forehead. I used to hate that I went to art school. Illustration taught me about discipline and patience. Yo, so like certain crafts that you might think is useless actually isn't, because it teaches you how to learn other shit. For example, like maybe for when I learned how to shuffle cards for like fucking 6 years, 7 years of my life, it's technically useless in the grand scope of things. But what it also taught me was how to learn shit and how to get good at stuff. And then the fact that it's dealing with my fingers and stuff helps me with other things, you know? It all links. It's all links together. I've been wishing that you and Richard have a talk about mastery and boundaries, like mental mechanics. You have to have them grow together. That's a great topic. I'll throw that over to him. I think he'd be down to talk about it. That 8-year-old who did crochet and knitting as future brain surgeon practice. You never know, man. Though they could link together. A lot of these things are very similar. There's a reason why I learned things fast. It's because I spent my childhood learning how to do apparently useless things over and over again, from Rubik's Cubes to playing cards to even skateboarding, which are apparently useless. But I can pick up nunchucks in 2 seconds now because of that. I learned how to video edit shit overnight. I know how to like do all of these things just because when you learn how to learn things, it makes learning things easier. You know? And now we reach the positive motivational segment of this live stream. So where do we go from here in the state of the world? Well, my solution is, being from the future in another dimension, I can say this. Thankful I climbed everything as kids. Got me some muscle mass. I can build it if I need to. Well, for example, that's a physical activity, right? But it actually subconsciously trains your brain to know what climbing is and the struggle that goes with it. So for example, skateboarding, I never got as good as most people did, but it taught me perseverance. And it taught me the amount of pain your body is willing to tolerate to learn something. So for example, I used to lock myself in a garage or go outside in a cul-de-sac, flipping a fucking skateboard around for 4 hours straight. The same move, kickflip, over and over and over and over and over again, and then landing one every 30 fucking tries, just for the sake of flipping a fucking piece of wood around. And eating shit. Like all these scars here on my arm. You want to know where I got these scars? I have scars all over my fucking arm just by trying to do kickflips, jumping off stairs for no reason. But I look back and I wonder if I would still have the same determination and perseverance if I didn't go through those years of my life skateboarding. I was eating shit. I never got as good as my friends, and I was practicing the same moves, failing 80% of the time, and getting bloodied up, scars and stabs all day. And now, where I am with YouTube and building the platform, it was the same procedures of trying to land a trick, aka start a social media platform or YouTube. Try the trick again and again and again and failing. Another video with 10 views, another video with 10 views, another video with 10 views. Try to do a kickflip, eat shit. Kickflip, eat shit. Kickflip, eat shit. And eventually you land it every once in a while, and then you get more consistent. And eventually you can actually just ride around on a fucking skateboard in the same way that I can just ride around on YouTube. So there is a purpose for all of those apparently useless hobbies that you might be enjoying, because it teaches you a bigger message in the end. It's actually one of the most important things to teach children, to learn how to learn, right? Sounds painful. You had the courage to retry every time. Right. Spot on with the analogy. You learn resilience in the face of failure, so you keep going. Right. What do you think was a significant change in reaching your level of success on social media? Obviously, mate, living off of it, man. Just fucking living off of it. That's really... And I've helped people, obviously, but when it directly affects your life in a way where you're being rewarded to this extent, it changes everything. And now I can actually fully appreciate the fact that the content is helping a lot others, because it actually is sustaining me at the same time, you know? So I was just trying to learn kickflips for fucking years, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Yeah, if you want to talk about relationships, the problem with that, I don't want to get triggered here, but let's just say the end result is not as predictable. There's another party deciding that factor for you. Or at least if I am fucking up on a skateboard, I know for a fact that it's me putting my foot in the wrong position and not flipping the board right. Where the board can't stand up against me and say, I just really think it's funny that you try flipping me all the time, but you don't even listen to what I actually want, and the fact that you shouldn't even just continuously do the same thing, because I'm actually just getting bored here, and I know I'm a skateboard and everything, but all you really want to do is just ride me all day and every day, and you know what I mean? The return on investment with social media, YouTube, and skateboarding is a bit more concrete and set in stone when it comes, as opposed to dealing directly with other people and not the board drop kicking you. Oh, he's got triggered. I feel it. I just think it's funny that other people spend more time with their board. I just think it's funny that people skate more than you do. And they land their tricks easily, but you never actually land your tricks. You can never know what happened in a relationship, right? Twitching. Yuji rips up. Oh. Why does she need to be the skateboard? Why can't you ride it together? Here we go. See? always end up here. Because there's not enough room on a fucking skateboard. That's why, man. Skateboard brand is also girl, yeah. I think it's funny though. Longboard. What would your future self think of you right now? The thing is, I always try to view where I'm at from the future. So a lot of my actions that I dictate nowadays is actually positioned farther in the future. Would I regret this? Was this a decent decision to make for my own self-fulfillment, enjoyment, or whatever the fuck else? But at the same time, I try to live in the future from that position. I would be okay with where I'm at. You can't even ride tricks when you're riding with two people. Isn't that a fucking analogy? Yo, think about that though. Think about that. When you ride a skateboard alone, you can actually try to do tricks and you might be really good at doing tricks. Or you can ride a longboard with two people on it, which means you can only just ride and both of you guys have to keep balance, but you can't do tricks anymore. You just have to sit there and just like let it ride. And you might enjoy that. But it's give and take. Which one do you want to take more, man? What would the child think of you today? I also position myself as a child. I'm basically trying to live out the Mortal Kombat anti-hero that I wanted to be as a kid too. And I think that kid would definitely look up to present Pierre as well. Of course you can do tricks. No, you can't, bruh. You can't do a trick with two people on the skateboard, man. Imagine if I was on a longboard with someone I'm dating, and then she was just like, "Hey, Pierre, do a kickflip." I can't if you're on the board. Pierre, I said, I just want to see you do a kickflip. I really can't. Like, you're on the board. You really can't kickflip with me on it? I'm sorry, no. Oh, so you want me to leave the board? Is that what you're saying? Well, no, I want you on the board. I just can't kickflip with you on the board because you would have to. It doesn't work like that. Okay, well, I want to see it. Well, why aren't you doing it? You know what? I'm heading out. Welcome to the party, people. Mm-hmm. Oh, there it is. Anne goes, with the right person, you would forget about the tricks. Oh, is that why a lot of my friends end up giving up on their dreams when they get married? Maybe. Oh my God. I put him just going off the board is not that deep. Oh man. Love is sacrifice. Fucking hell, man. She'd probably do a kickflip better than you, and that's the problem. That's fine. But why get on my board if you can kickflip better than me? You know? What if you've been riding a skateboard for so long that all you want now is electric unicycle? Well, that's why I have one now. I rode a skateboard for most of my life, so I want just this. Because codependent, exactly. You can piggyback your partner. It's okay. It's all right. Because they want to remember how bad it could be. It's an exercise for the ego to be able to work with someone for something better that you can achieve as an individual. Exercise for the ego to work with someone for something better that you can achieve as an individual. What? That just gets in the way. Why would I risk? I don't want to just exercise my ego at the risk of being less productive with the work if I do better with it alone. You know what I mean? Just remember, the flip you get is not usually worth the flip you take. Interesting. Better than? What? I'm lost, sorry. Here's a narrative that your life ends with marriage and kids. People forget that they're living their own narrative. One might have to adapt to accomplish these dreams that can still happen. But the thing is, like, some people's dreams are actually having a fucking family and a marriage. And if that's your dream, then congratulations, you lived your dream, man, you know? And that's fine. I really don't hate on anybody, and I'm not condescending about anybody who wants to live a traditional dream of having a fucking family. If anything, I commend that. And if that was fulfilling for me, I probably would want to, man. I just have my head in a different place. Up in the clouds, in the next dimension. Oh, the sun feels good. Is it splooshing hours yet? Yeah, I think the momentum's picking up a bit more. I can feel it already. It is possible to have individuality in kids. You have to work at it. That's a bit much. So I stopped skateboarding. Yeah, PS5 pre-orders are sold out. See, I knew that would happen. November rolls around, they'd be restocked. Yeah, I might just get a PS4 just because I don't want to deal with all those pre-orders and shit. Triggered now, thanks. I dig that, but some folks seem resentful about having families. A lot of people are, man. A lot of people are, and I think a lot of people are fighting against their own nature to want families and live a traditional life, man, because it's cool not to do it anymore. And it's kind of sad, but to do what really aligns with what you want, man. Fuck. You know? I think yourself wanted to be together with someone to balance self and ego. Older raises her eyebrow and thinks, there's no need, we can balance it yourself. Right. PS4 gaming PC. PS4. I like the controller in the hand, and the PC is just too much extra shit. Well, maybe I can get a gaming PC because that would help with the streaming services too. Maybe. Could work, I don't know. Am I too young to think about kids? 27? Is that young nowadays for kids? People used to have kids when they were fucking 20, right? People still do. Still got kids at fucking 18, Jesus. Yeah, people are run by what other people are doing, right? Yeah, people are having kids a lot later in their life, I think, too, but I have other things that substitute the kid, if that makes sense. You know, if you don't want to have physical children, you need something in your life that acts like a symbolic child, and that's art, music, and video and content production. If you don't have that element in your life, you're going to be really fucking lost. So if you don't want to have kids, that's fine, but you need something that you kind of treat like a kid. Get dogs, like pets. Pets are a good way to go about it too. Yeah. Yes, 2047 conversation mates. Yeah, something you can devote, nurture and build, you know? Yes, Pierre, your prefrontal cortex isn't fully developed to the 24, so we're told. What do you mean? I was born fully as with a prefrontal cortex. You don't have to defend not wanting kids in marriage. We live in a society where we constantly have to explain or legitimize our desire to not want that. But it's actually going the opposite way now, I feel like a lot of younger generations are like trying to fight against the narrative of traditional family. And I mean, I get it, but what happens 10 years from now if that's the whole narrative, to dismantle the family? You know, it might be interesting in the short term, but in the long term, if you approach it like that, it can really fight against you, you know, and not in a good way either. After this pandemic, many people choose never to have kids, right? You don't want to raise kids in this time, man, but someone's got to do it, man. Most people are aware that they don't have the stuff to be a parent, to be honest. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the bathroom while he's scooping out all this ash and it's flying on all over me. Be right back. Yeah, so another reason why I realized that there's no one around is because people work. People work jobs, so usually around this time and a bit sooner or after is when people start showing up to places. So yeah, props to all the parents out there, guys. Good morning. The sun's back out and the second half of the stream begins now, where things get a little more positive, y'all. Yeah, it was good to touch base over all that stuff, right? See, it's good to do that every once in a while. You kind of feel like a bit of a load is off your shoulders, you know? Yeah, thanks for the wonderful mods. Yeah, those are the parents of the room. Loving the glare. The little light leak looks like a music video, right? The aesthetic, exactly. Oh, I missed it. Zoom back. It's a pretty serious discussion, though. It wasn't a good thing to watch if you wanted to feel better about yourself, necessarily. discussed calmly. It's nice to be able to talk about this. I was a good moderator there, right? I was trying to like level things out so it didn't get too aggressive on either end, you know? It's kind of times when you go to the toilet, a bloke in Prague is sticking you in his bag. It's weird, this world we're living in, man. No, the thing is, I don't think not one person predicted even 30 years ago where the world is right now technologically. Not even the greatest science fiction writers could predict the idea and concept of live streaming. That's how unpredictable the world is, man. You never know. Are we near the Prague ghetto? It looks like it, right? No, it looks like it because it used to be an abandoned, I think, mental hospital or something, but now it's like a hipster bar. I feel like they did abstractly Socrates, abstractly perhaps, where you use the bag moments to run to the basement because you and your wireless headphones have connection. Yeah, right. That's crazy as hell, man. It was a good release, something that was weighing on me. Thanks for listening. Hey, shout out, applause and roses to everybody here for being able to fully function with almost 300 people to discuss a serious conversation without splitting up and fucking insulting each other. That doesn't really happen on the internet, does it? And the fact that we have contrasting opinions about stuff in here and we're still able to get through that without tearing each other apart, which is good. You had the idea too, Oana? Ooh, so you predicted it. All the moderators are awesome. Yeah, man. You are a role model. Oh, thanks. You are a role model, perhaps. I forgot my nunchucks today, man. I could really use some flip chucks. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, okay, thanks guys for being able to talk about it, because this stuff has been weighing on me just for this last week a bit, because I haven't thought about it in a while. So it was really nice to be able to just calmly discuss where everything's at, because it's like, yo, world, you know, it's going some shit. We're grown, we have manners. Dude, people on the internet are grown as fuck too, and they treat each other like toddlers on the playground stealing rocks from each other or something, man. It was very simple. You should do an EVP. No, I will show you guys. We can step inside there for a bit. I think there's a piano in there too. I can show you guys a bit inside, and it's pretty spooky, dude. You guys want to go explore in there? It's pretty spooky, man. Let's go look. Okay, I should probably restart the stream. I think this is a good way to end the chapter. Civility will endure. Yeah, we'll go, I can play some spooky shit on the piano while we're in there too. Halloween time. Yeah. Alright. Thanks guys for being really, really level-headed and intellectual and smart and hilarious, being able to talk about these things, and now we feel better about ourselves, so that's good. Spooky time. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna restart the stream. I'll see you in a bit, guys. A bit then though. Yeah.